Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Motorcycle Rewind. And today we've got a busted side cover and a plastic welder. Let's get to work. Okay, let me open this guy up. I just picked this guy up at Harbor Freight. 20 bucks. Instructions if you need them. Plastic welding sticks, the plastic welder, and then they give you a wire brush. So let's get to work. And some mesh. I thought it came with it, but I didn't see it. It was stuck in the box. So let's take a look at this crack that we're dealing with. It looks like it is cracked here on this side, and then the little tab is snapped off. That goes right there. So I'm gonna repair this side first. See, it goes all the way through. This thing has a bad paint job on it, but let's see if we can repair it here, and then coming up to there, sticking it in, squeezing it in nice and tight, and then we'll put that on. I also went a little crazy and bought some super glue. So just a couple of them. I do like to use a little bit of super glue when I'm dealing with pieces like this, so I don't have to worry about trying to hold them in place. So I'm just going to put a little on this, and we're going to stick this right where it goes, and then we'll plastic weld on top of it to make it super strong. So just a little. That should be enough to stick my fingers to everything for the next couple of hours. So let's just get that, hold this here. Okay, looks like we finally got it in the right spot to hold it. Ah, shoot. Like I said, I'm gonna glue my fingers to everything. Let's hold it here for a few hours, and then we'll get started with sticking it. This is why I like to use a little bit of super glue first, because then I don't have to worry about holding it. I can still plastic weld on top of it. Okay, we'll let that guy sit while we work on this guy, then we'll work our way back. Okay, using my handy dandy knife to cut this wire. This guy is the best. I'm just cutting it to shape for right now. We're gonna end up putting it right here. I like to get, especially if the crack goes through a side cover like this, I like to one continuous piece of this mesh going from end to end. Just makes it, I feel like it makes it stronger. Okay, this guy should be hot enough by now. Let's see. Yeah, you can see it's starting to melt in there. So I just want to set this guy right on it. Get a little bit of pressure. And it'll start to melt its way in. Just let it sink in. There we go. It's finally getting hot enough. See how we're really starting to sink in there? We're going to go back over the bottom too now that our welding, our welder is hot enough. Super simple, super easy. So much better. Let's get this in here. Okay, so we got this guy all melted in, so which is good. It is way stronger. Looks pretty good. We did have a little bulgy there, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad. At least it's usable. So we do have to repair this corner right here. So we're gonna, I think I'm just gonna put some filler in there, some of this filler rod in here. I like to, before I use it, I like to kind of melt the whole plastic that was already there. So can we get that to kind of fuse itself first before we add any more material to it. So trying to fill the crack that was right there. And then we'll add this. Again, I'm not an expert at this. If you have some tips and tricks that you use for this plastic welding, let me know down below. This is just kind of what I've done using these things over and over again, and they I tend to get pretty good results. Just be careful if you're going to do anything on the outside. Okay, so that's pretty good there. Now I've got to start working on this guy. And again, just like I did with the plastic weld, I want to kind of fuse these two together before I put the mesh on, just so that it's not going to move in case it starts to kind of come apart or something. And then I'll cut some more mesh to go right over that. Just smoothing this out just now that I went in, kind of cut little divots in it and then smoothing them out. That was just to see if I could move the plastic around. Okay, I'm gonna let that set while I cut a piece. Okay, I have me a piece cut out. That's gonna go right here. I had to make sure I cut around it so I wouldn't get into this mesh right there. And I'm gonna cover the whole thing. And then we'll cut the hole out. But I'm going to cover the whole thing just to make this thing as strong as I can. And let's see. We'll just start sticking it down. I'll kind of move around a little bit just because I don't want to warp it. Almost there. Slow and steady wins the race. But for 20 bucks at Harbor Freight, it's way cheaper than buying another side cover. Yeah, that's starting to look good. And then we'll just have to cut out that mesh in the middle. Okay, let's do this right here. Stick this guy down, which should make it considerably stronger. Okay, so I'm all finished. I used the snips to clean up my hole, and now this thing is super solid. Everything good. Repair done. Check. So guys, there you have it. Our repair of our side cover complete using cheap soldering iron from Harbor Freight. 20 bucks at Harbor Freight. Amazon, you can probably find them cheaper. I'll put a link in the description below of the cheapest one I find, if that's the way you guys want to go. But you can't beat it. For saving side covers. Works out great. So guys, I want to thank you for watching yet another episode of Motorcycle Rewind. And do me a favor, like, tag, share, and follow us on Instagram at Motorcycle Rewind. And go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Thanks again, and have a great day. And remember, a video a day every day in the month of May at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. See you tomorrow. Okay, as I went to go put the side cover onto the bike, I realized that this piece was missing too, so I took it off the bike. It's still missing a little piece right here, but we're going to put a piece over the whole thing, and it just supports it on the bottom, so hopefully it'll just keep it from flapping around. We got a big hole in it anyway here. Which, how come you guys didn't see that before? I didn't even see that before. Okay, got this repaired. I just went ahead, I found a washer. Since I was broken right here, so I just found a washer and then just melted that washer into the plastic. So that should do it on the bottom. I'm going to put a little bit of filler on top, maybe some of that filler rod on top just to hold it in, but it's in there pretty good. Actually, I don't even think I'm going to put the filler in there because I don't want to make it any thicker. I think that's going to hold it exactly the way we need. So now we have a completed side cover with a hole.